Welcome everyone to Soren Review. Welcome to our Bristol Dirt Race Review. Today we're going to be talking about, like we normally do, the results and stuff from each race, highlights and all that. But I want to just talk about two things real quick. One, both races were easily 9 out of 10. Don't know if I can put them at 10 out of 10 yet. I think I need to look at how the season plays out and if I can compare it to other races, to see how it compares. However, both races were some of the best both divisions have seen this season. Secondly, I think it was NASCAR president Steve. What's his name? Now I'm blanking. All I remember is that he said after this race that they want to continue Bristol Dirt till 2022 and beyond. Steve Phelps, that's his name. But they want to continue it 2022 and beyond. And I just want to address my quick opinion on this. If we are going to race on any dirt track for the upcoming years, I don't think it should be Bristol Dirt. I think that this race, while this race was good, I think it would be a hassle to have to get rid of its second Bristol date. I think if anything, we should be spending time upgrading other dirt tracks so that they can hold the capacity to race a NASCAR Cup Series event. So that's my opinion. I think that's more the universal opinion upon the fans that if we are going to do a dirt race, which I think we should, not Bristol Dirt. So let's now get into the Truck Series race. Let's go through the results, uh, and then we'll go through the highlights. Actually, probably highlights better first. So this race was 150 laps, and it was raced at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Now this race had kind of a lot of cautions. Not, I think it had a total of 12 cautions, and I think a total of 54 laps were run under caution, which is a lot for a truck series race, for any race. More than a third of it was run under caution. However, I think the racing was solid. I think that it was a very solid race. I think you had a lot of, good passing opportunities. The tire wear was present. Stuart Friesen, um, you know, playing pitch strategy. Not only that, but John Hunter Nemechek had a lot of drama with Matt Crafton after Matt Crafton bumped him, went into the corner too much, took him out, and then Derek Kraus as well. He had disagreement with Derek Kraus because Derek Kraus piled in very late into the accident. Kind of did this like slow clapping, sarcastic thing. So kind of like a PG rated flipping off a driver, but overall solid race. So let's go into the results. Martin Truex Jr. wins. I don't think anyone of any of the Cup drivers, at least, had Martin Truex Jr. winning. Ben Rhodes, Rafael Assar, Todd Gillen, Chase Briscoe are your top five. Now, I think not only does it take these drivers' skill to get into the top five, but I think wrecks played a big part in this race. We had a lot of wrecks in this race. We had, at the beginning of the race, Chandler Smith spun out and collected Tyler Ankrum, which gosh, I think every finish so far, 5 races in, have been worse than 18th. That's really bad for a driver that has one win and has made the playoffs both years. And then John Hunter Nemechek and Derek Kraus got into it. Norm Benning, I do want to talk about this. Norm Benning was a hazard today. He always is a hazard, but normally he keeps it off the track, out of the way. But today was bad, really bad. A lot of lap traffic, actually. Norm Benning, Mike Marlar, though Marlar's, we'll talk about that in a minute as well. But Norm Benning, and I think it was also Carson Hocevar, brought out a caution by just stopping on the track. They didn't penalize Hocevar. They did hold Norm Benning in the pits for a little longer to kind of penalize him for that. He ended up parking, I think. But I think that Norm Benning and certain lap trucks just need to I know they're trying to run, to keep their livelihood alive, right? That's their job, is, to own the truck team and go out there and, race every week. However, I do think that they need to, um, I don't know. It's just, it was a mess with lap trucks, as particularly Norm Benning. Then here's where Mike Marlar comes in. Marlar was running on the top lane, had a tire down, and he was trying to get to pit road. NASCAR was inclined to caution, and Kyle Larson had nowhere to go. Sendits on the top, hits Marlar, destroys his truck, comes down and gets hit by Danny Bone, and so that brought out the caution, and it was that ended his day. Genjo Cobb spun out. I think he had electrical issues. Johnny Sauter also had a crash. Andrew Gordon spun out, hit the tire barriers. I'm going way too much on the truck race. Overall, though, definitely some guys in the top 10 that ran good. Kligerman, Austin Wayne Self, Chase Briscoe. Congratulations to them. The whole top 5, very surprising. And finally, Haley Deegan finished 19th. Very disappointing. I think we need to start. I think this was the first race to hold her to a standard, and we did not get that today. So let's go to the Cup race. This race was action-packed. I did not watch this race live. I was behind by like 2 to 3 hours. I had because it was on a Monday. I had schooling, could not watch it live. However, I was able to watch it. With I think I finished the race like at 40 minutes after it happened in real life. First 50 laps were nuts. 3 big wrecks happened in the first, I think, 55 laps. Eric Almirola was the first one to bring out a caution. He spun out, took out himself, Shane Golobic, Corey LaJoy, and Anthony Alfredo. And this is, I just want to quickly mention this. This is Almirola's 4th finish of 30th or worse. That is unbelievably horrible for a Stewart Haas Racing car. And let's be honest here, Stewart Haas Racing has not been great this season. But for you to have basically 4 DNFs in the first 7 races of the season, it's a partly bad luck, but it's also, when do we need to start blaming the driver? For example, Eric Almirola was trying to pass Stuart Friesen. According to Almirola, Friesen came down, but by the looks of it, Almirola tried to go in a place that was not there and took himself out. So I don't really know what the whole ordeal was about that. Another one, Ryan Newman got turned by William Byron, and then Harvick kind of put Briscoe on the wall trying to avoid it. Everyone survived that incident. And then I think right after the comp caution, Christopher Bell spun out and took himself out, along with Kyle Larson, basically for the day, and Ross Chastain as well. Other than that, though, we had some wreckage. I think Bubba Wallace spun out during the day. We had that kind of big one on the front stretch, but everyone, I think, pretty much made it. And then on the last lap, or not the last lap, 4 laps to go, it looked to be Joey Logano who was going to pull away from Denny Hamlin. And then Mike Marlar spins out, causes the caution. We restart. Hamlin tries the top lane. Does not work. Truex had been running top 5 all day. Had a blown tire. I think he finishes 19th. Not what he should have finished. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr., out of nowhere, drives up to 2nd. Needed like 3 more laps to get to Joey Logano. But ultimately, Joey Logano was your inaugural Bristol Dirt Race winner. So, nuts race. Let's go through the top 10 quickly. Joey Logano won stage 2. He ran very well. Had 55 points at the end of this thing, which is the most of any driver, and it's by a substantial margin. Closest one was Denny Hamlin with 50 points at the end of this, but great run for Logano. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. ran top 10 all day. His car got better and better and better. Gets a well-deserved second place finish. Denny Hamlin third, ran great. Daniel Suarez for Trackhouse Racing. What a performance. Almost won stage two. I think a caution ended up kind of causing him to fall back, but an awesome, well-deserved fourth. Same for Ryan Newman. He spun out earlier. He had a great recovery, had a great car, finishes fifth, first top five of the season. William Byron sixth. Tyler Reddick seventh. Blaney had a lot of damage in a record in that big one on the front stretch. Eighth. Eric Jones ninth. Chase Elliott 10th. Great job for all these guys. They all ran really well. I think though this race was interesting because a lot of the guys we expected to run up front did not run up front. Even when their cars were, in pristine condition, they struggled. Really, the only one was like Bell and Larson, but they took themselves out. So it was a nuts race. It really was. Like I said, I think these are two we need to really think about keeping a dirt race, and I think they are for next year for Cup Series, but I don't think it's Bristol Dirt. That's my opinion. If you somehow made it and watched the end of this video, I thank you so much. It helps so much. Make sure to subscribe and like if you want to. And you can use code Soren72 to get free shipping off all orders, $20 or more when you order off Circle V Diecast. Because of this week and no top picks of the week, I've decided to move Austin Dillon's 124 review to Thursday. So no review Friday. There might actually be a video. I don't know yet. And this weekend, I'll try to get something out as well. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and goodbye.